As you may or may not have noticed from the title of today's video, yes, we are doing a VOD commentary as we normally do, except we are putting a bit of a twist on it. In today's video, we are going to be watching Soju Yap / play TFT today, but we are going to have a bit of a drinking game to go along with it. I have actually not watched this game yet. This is actually, so what I did was I basically kept this stream open on the side. I just took my OBS, I let it record and just a game on the side while I went to go do some chores and stuff, and I came back and then I just edited it down just so that I could get like the beginning and the end of the video. So I know where he places, but that's all I really know about the game itself. But I have no idea what's gonna go happen in this video. So I'm going in this completely blind, but on top of that, we are going to be doing a drinking game because today's Saturday. I want to drink. I want to have a little bit of fun. So these are the Soju drinking games that I've decided for the rules. And every time one of these happens, I will take a shot of Soju. Great stuff. This is Jinro's back, for anybody's wondering. This is good stuff. Cheap. It's not the best out there, but I mean, it's pretty good for what you get for the price. But anyways, quickly go over the rules. Rule number 1, if there's any mention of any shimmer item being broken, I will take a shot. I feel like he's been bitching a lot about this recently, so I feel like this might happen pretty often. Any variation of the word mort dog, mort, morty, mortman, whatever, I will take a shot. Any form of yappin', endless bitchin'. This is subjective, but I mean, I'm sure we can come to a pretty unanimous decision whenever this happens. If he ever says nobody is balancing the game, I will take a shot. And number 5, if he slouches in his chair heavily, aka only his forehead is visible, which this does happen quite often, I will also take a shot. I unfortunately thought about this and thought about doing this video at like 11, 12 p.m., really late at night. And at that hour, actually, because I live in Massachusetts, our liquor laws are very strict. So actually, all the liquor stores were closed by 11. So I only had one bottle of soju on hand. So if this runs out, I don't think it will. I'm sure there's a decent amount of shots in this thing. If it runs out, I do have a bottle of whiskey lying around. So if it ever hits that point, it's gonna be pretty bad. Listen, this is how I spend my Saturdays, man. I don't go out very often. I like to stay in a lot. Anyways, enough about that. Let's get on to the video. Oh, I'm so used to clicking on the button, but I mean, I guess we'll just do the clap thing. Ready? Did it work? All right, I'm assuming. All right, whatever. Did it work? I'm the one editing this. Like, what the fuck? So as you can see, I have everything loaded up right here. I have the rules up here on the top right. This is the best place I could find it. That wasn't so you know, it wasn't so in the way. You know what I mean? So we can watch the video together. And let's get started.
You can't sell Vi for 20 gold. It's 5 gold. It's a 5 gold 2k HP tank.
Okay, he's already bitching. I didn't even... Okay, I'm gonna play at a regular speed. I didn't even open the soju bottle yet, bro. What the fuck? Alright, whatever.
No.
Let's take the first shot. It can't be that bad, right? Like, there's no way...
Piltover's not doing anything. But it's a Vi 2, and I don't have money to replace it. I was looking to replace it post-neutrals. I roll, find some Piltovers, find some Yordles, and then I hatch a Heimer, sell the Vi, play Heimer, and
He's still...
upgrade my Heimer.
Is this 2? Is this 2?
I can't just open sell Vi and play 7 out of 8. Oh my god. It's like actually just...
It is worse than I remember.
Why do these kindergartners have the fucking... You know when you're in kindergarten?
Alright.
You don't just like start speaking out of nowhere. You're an idiot. Like,
Yordle portals! Yordle portals! Yay!
Oh my god.
Yay! God, shut the fuck up. Oh my god, hello. I'm not trying to die tonight. Alright.
Like yesterday, I had set on my board, a set 2, by the way, paired with a Nasus, and I had 6 Zon, and I didn't have to roll, and I'm literally on a 13, like I'm on a 13 streak. In chat's like question mark, why the fuck are you set Nasus on your board? Question mark, set Nasus.
Fuck, we're already a quarter way through the bottle. This isn't good.
Roll for Scion, and I'm just sitting here like, dude, this is like, what the fuck?
I'm sure.
Like, I'm pretty sure you should just go back to Neopets. Like, seriously.
Ooh, starting off with the card.
I actually just strongly advise it because this game is just not for you.
Neopets.
I don't know where the fuck you're just hatching these like giga units. Like,
nice.
You sell Vi for a fucking Heimer 2? 5 gold turns into 40 gold?
Yeah. Can I talk? Oh. Great. Good. Karma start. Nice. We got a Ginsu start opener. Good stuff with the Bruiser opener. Probably leading 80 this game. Probably looking to play something like Aphelios. We have the Jin that is available in our shop, which is looking really nice. It's usually one of the sort of early game carries that you want to be playing around, especially with stuff like Ionia, stuff like Aurelia, stuff like Seth. These are things that we can also be playing around, but we also already have the Karma, so we already have 2 out of 3 Ionia, so we're already looking at a pretty decent start. I also just realized we're watching this at regular speed,
like,
so...
Like, when I read comments like that, like, you are just...
I also noticed I have no choice but to let him interrupt me whenever I talk, because he's so loud, you know? But anyways, we do have the Karma, the Jin, really good stuff with the Ionia, potentially 2 out of 3, and we'll probably be playing into something of the sort. Yeah. So, 2-1 opener, we do have Portable Forge, Jewel Lotus, and Combat Caster. Now, we are running the Orin Legend, so Portable Forge tends to usually be a very popular option. We do have a bit of Legend diversity going on at the moment with stuff like Caitlyn, if you've been keeping up with a lot of the hype around Caitlyn recently, with Joe Bookmark being the pioneer of that sort of playstyle. You should go check him out. He's really great stuff. Also a very nice guy. But also legends such as Azul with Dragon King. If you ever watch Setsuko, I believe he still runs Dragon King. I personally have been liking it a lot recently as well. Master Yi, if you're really into that open 4-3-5 sending. It's not competitively very viable, but if you're just trying to have some fun, it's actually kind of fun. It's very first or eighth, but yeah. And then finally, Poro as well being one of the more premier options as well. You do have a couple of outliers, people like Spicy Appies, for example, who really likes playing around Ezreal, but that's very far and few in between. So, Portable Forge, Jewel Lotus, Combat Caster. Jewel Lotus, you never really take at 2-1. It's one of those augments that you're like, you like to see later on. It's hard to garner a lot of value out of it because you don't have that many strong units in the early game that can utilize it very well. On top of the fact that it's just one of those augments you drive a lot more value later with a lot of the value comes from the synergy that it comes with a lot of items being slammed onto your carry and then that stuff being able to crit, right? So, not the best in the early game. Combat Caster is okay as well. You could take it, but compared to Portable Forge, I think a lot of people would prefer Portable Forge. So, you could definitely reroll middle and the right side. Insta takes Portable Forge. Okay, we get Anima's Visage, Infinity Force, and Gold Collector. I don't know why the fuck he didn't reroll the other ones. Okay, you know what? I will mention this real quick. There has been a bit of discussion recently about whether or not you should even re-roll the middle and the right one if you know for a fact your 2-1 is good enough to take and you just don't re-roll the other ones. The idea being is that you're guaranteed a good augment, relatively good augment, right, on your 2-1. And what you can do is that if in case you re-roll the middle and the right side, you might accidentally see something like gifts, something like LDP, right? Long distance pals, sorry for those who don't know the acronym. But if you see augments like those, you kind of have to take it over your 2-1 guarantee. And that feels kind of bad because you know if you see it once, you're not going to see it again later. So sometimes people actually don't like rerolling middle and right side and they automatically just insta-pick their legend augment. I don't fully agree with it. I think you should just flex around whatever. But I mean, what am I, a fucking like low masters player at the moment? Like, not very good. I mean, I climbed like 200 LP today. It was kind of lit. Anyways, Anima Visage, Infinity Force, Gold Collector. Anima's Visage has just always been sort of like a bedge option. It's not a very good option. It's again, one of those things is a little harder to drive a lot of value out of, especially if you don't have any resistances in the early game. Infinity Force, Gold Collector, both of these are very good. Infinity Force is leaning more towards Aphelios, and Gold Collector is more towards Akshan. We did hatch an Akshan through the Yoro portal though, so Gold Collector is definitely something that is potentially takeable here. And we could actually slam Gold Collector onto the Akshan, along with maybe a sword, but if we want us to be slamming items now and play for a bit of tempo, Ginsu slamming here is great. We do want to play around the Aphelios, so Infinity Force is a great option to take as well. Neither is necessarily wrong, but you do garner a bit more early game value if you were to take the Gold Collector. No, sorry, if you were to take the Infinity Force instead. Sorry, I'm already getting distracted whenever he's starting to talk. See what he takes. So it looks like he's going to take Infinity Force. Really good stuff. Has a set in his shop as well. Has the 3 Ionia start, and he can probably play into probably Deadeye as well. Maybe even have Akshan as the item holder. It may be a little weaker for the moment, but it's definitely something that he could do. I don't know if he even wants to play around Ionia, to be honest, because he's not playing around Jin. He's playing around, yeah, he's playing around the Akshan. And actually, he even has Shrima. So he could even do Shrima as well here, level to 4. I don't think it's the strongest board, but I think it's definitely something that he could play here and carry Akshan.
It's probably weaker. Well, it's definitely weaker, but that's okay. Because I want to hold on to these pairs.
Nice. Smart. Very good stuff. Ooh, he even... Oh, we're off to a great start. All right, so awesome.
This fucking useless early game Ascension.
That's not true.
Actually, that's not true. I have a Triforce on Akshan. And I feel like if I just corner my Akshan, the chances of my Akshan going infinite here is worth infinite.
Uh-huh. Oh, dude, you know what I should have done? I should have put infinite in the fucking the drinking rules.
And then hold these.
God damn it.
Karma
wait, his forehead's only available.
I'll never be able to hold these. Oh, shit. Can I double level here?
Oh, god damn it.
For Cho'Gath?
Let's see. He said he's gonna double level here for Cho'Gath. Pretty interesting play. Baby leveling 2-2 for...
I'm gonna natural and Akshan.
It's actually a pretty... It's actually a pretty strong...
I'm gonna hatch another Akshan on 3-5.
It's actually a pretty strong opener. 2-2 with the two bruisers from like really...
I'm pivoting straight to Zeri again.
Really nice.
Akshan unit.
Oh.
Also, if the game could be better and give me a Tuzon so I can play Zeri without having to play the trash units.
Alright, anyways.
That would be wonderful.
So it looks like the game plan is to play around Zeri with the Ginsu Slam, with the Triforce as well. There is a bit of debate about whether Felios or Zeri is better in terms of just like AD premier carries in the late game, in terms of 4-cost units, right? Obviously, Belfast is the best one.
Triforce Akshan is kind of good for the Zeri pivot.
Alright, anyways. I think a lot of...
better items for Collector Akshan. Honestly, I don't even like Akshan. Like, I think the unit's broken. Oh, wait, what's this? I mean, 2-5, hatch and Akshan, it's all good.
Alright, anyways.
GG's.
So, a lot of people have been sort of leaning towards Zeri compared to Aphelios, just because Aphelios really does prefer having a lot of frontline. And that can sometimes be very difficult to hit when you have to 2-star the Aphelios, which is your carry, but also on top of the fact you also have to hit the 2-star Sejuani, the 2-star Jarvan, yada yada yada. Zeri doesn't need as much protection, but she definitely still, you know, requires a decent frontline. But Zeri also just feels better. You can definitely have games where you're playing around the Aphelios, and it sort of feels like he just isn't doing enough. I'm gonna pause him because I want to finish this point. You definitely want to be playing around somebody like Zeri over Aphelios because she feels better. I already forgot my point. Fuck this guy. God damn it. I don't actually hate Soju, by the way.
I'm not on the balancing team, but honestly, I'm down for rogues to stay like not annoying.
Agreed.
I mean, sometimes like there's a Zed player randomly, sometimes there's a Katarina player randomly.
Agreed.
Or like sometimes like the Noxus Katarina with Rogue. Honestly, if they're playing Rogue for Katarina, it means they're low rolling.
All right, cool.
Because I have not seen Katarina actually rogue to the backline a single time in the last year.
Is this yapping? I don't know if this is
it
yapping.
means that they didn't find the Senna, they didn't find the Heimer, they didn't find like the actual unit, and they have to play some garbage ass Echo.
Bro, it's 2-4.
But yeah.
I'm already halfway gone with the bottle, man. Fuck.
It's because she tosses the knives, and then when she drops below, she procs Rogue and then TPs back to the knives. So it's like not actually that good.
Anyways. Yeah, so Zeri feels better.
I'm down for Rogue to stay not good. I fucking hate playing against Rogue or like anything that just hatch Akshan GG's.
All right, anyways. So, looks like he has the Taric pair. Definitely selling to make 10 in this spot. There's no way that he's going to stick with all these units on his bench. It's just a lot of money to be sitting on. Does have a Jarvan in his shop, interestingly enough. Plays it over the Cho'Gath, which should be the correct choice. I don't know if I agree with not playing the J4 here. It's definitely his strongest board. It is very expensive. You do lose bruisers, but you don't have to play into these traits if you find such a strong unit, such as J4, that AoE CC. Really, really strong stuff. And actually, you could probably sell the Cho'Gaths here just to ensure that you're hitting your economy here. Probably selling the double Cho along with the Vi, but you can also sell the Samira as well. Good stuff. And I guess he sells the other shitters as well, but that's totally fine. Both are fine.
Oh my. Bro, Akshan is such a fucking beast.
I thought I was complaining. Good stuff. Dude, I'm worried about this guy complaining throughout the...
Like a 3-item Akshan this early?
Okay, he's not complaining. You can't tell based off the tone of his voice. It sounds like he's going to complain and then he doesn't. Really weird.
I mean, yeah, it's a 3-item Akshan, so it better be fucking good. Ginsu,
yeah.
you try.
Yeah.
Alright, Akshan next shop. Fuck it.
Alright, anyways. So...
Akshan, GG. Akshan, GG.
So we are playing with the Ginsu. It definitely does look like we are just playing around for Zeri for now. So the game plan is probably to play around Failure Zeri. We do have the Lissandra in shop, but it is very expensive. Again, you could probably just buy the Lissandra actually and just sell the Vi and the double Cho'Gath in your shop. Again, Bruiser is not really that much more impactful. It is probably ideal for our level 6, but that is a ways away. We could definitely just sell the Bruisers for now and hold up the Lissandra, and then maybe even if we happen to find an Ashe, we're able to play the Ashe over this Jhin and then play the Lissandra as well at level 6 at 3-1.
But I was trying to do the positioning where, oh man, okay, they moved it to the corner. I was about to say.
You could definitely make the argument that
like maybe I can just snipe their carry.
You could definitely make the argument that you can... Son of a bitch. You can definitely make the argument that you don't have to pick up the Lysandra
Alright,
either.
okay. I'm hatching Auction here. GG's. I have 2 shops to find Auction.
This is going to be
It's
very
actually
frustrating.
GG's.
All right. You could definitely make the argument that you could definitely don't need to pick up the Lysandra. She'll come back later. But having the guarantee, knowing that you can still buy without really facing too much of a consequence, I think it's totally fine. Also, this Cho'Gath 2 is probably never really making it onto our board. The odds of us not finding a better unit to throw onto our board before this Cho'Gath 2, it's very unlikely. There's a lot of things that we would prefer over this Cho'Gath 2. Any forecast, like a Sejuani, any, like, any Freljord units. I know we just talked about the Lysandra. But that's fine as well. Anything that, any Zon units as well, because we're trying to play into the Zeri. Any Gunners. There's a lot of really good stuff that we could be finding.
Oh!
Okay.
Alright, well, I don't even want to hatch Auction anymore.
Alright, so this guy just hits Action out of the orb, chilling with a blue buff. I would actually reforge one of the tiers here. You don't really have a good blue buff holder in this line. Oh, he finds Cho'Gath 2. Very nice. Finds Cho'Gath 2 here, ends up throwing it in here. Why not? I know I did just talk about earlier about how there are better things to throw into our Cho'Gath too, but again, I guess he just happens to find it quicker than any sort of failure, and that's just how it is sometimes.
BF sword.
One of these tiers is probably Val for sure. The other one can't really be Hodge, only because we already have 3 items onto our main carry. This is actually something we talked about in the advanced early game guide. So, having a 3-item carry for your mid game, really important stuff to be doing.
I don't even need a slam. This guy looks much weaker, and then I'm about to just snipe his.
Yeah. Anyways, really important stuff because you want to be able to have that 3-item carry as soon as you can. And by doing so, you have a really strong advantage over any other opponent who may be playing around a 1-item or a 2-item carry. In this case, the Jin 2 with the Ginsu can't do anything. It's an Action 2 with 3 items. It's fucking strong. We're basically guaranteed a pretty easy life for the upcoming stage. Now, going into our 3-2 augments, given Freaky Friday, Bruiser Crown, and Large Forge. We already have a Triforce already. Freaky Friday is definitely not the play, so we would definitely reroll middle here. Bruiser Crown is not really much of an option. It's okay. We could potentially maybe pick it up and try to flex into like a Bruiser frontline with like the Deadeye backline, or a Gunner backline rather, because we are trying to play around Zeri. But it's not something that we've seen very often throughout this set. It was definitely something that was more you know, common in the last set, where you'd have like, I think it was called it was called Brawlers. It was called Brawlers, and then you play threats in the backline. But again, that's set 8 talk. This is set 9. So Bruiser Crown not really an option here as well. I would definitely re-roll middle and probably right side depending on what we see in the middle.
Bruiser Crown.
Let's see what Soju does.
I mean, how bad even is Bruiser Crown from this spot?
It's not that bad. We just talked about it. I mean, it's hard to fit in 4 Bruiser, but you could definitely do it though. It's definitely an option here. You just Bruiser the the J4 here, and you'd probably have to give up Shurima or Deadeye though, which is really sucks, and that's the part that makes this kind of awkward. Don't really know if I would really play around Bruiser Crown here.
For free? I mean, I don't really want Freaky Friday.
Bulk?
Bulk is actually not bad.
Bulk is... Okay, so Bulk is actually pretty interesting in this spot. I'm going to pause the video real quick before he spoils anything, because I think he and I are on the same page on this one. Bulk is really good in this spot, and the reason being is that right now his components are tier sword. These are some pretty shit components that we can't really play around, especially knowing that we're trying to, trying to farm some tank components, because we're trying to play around the Zeri later on, so we want items for something like our Sejuani, something like maybe potentially J4. I don't know if this thing's sticking around too often. But whenever you have components that can't really fit in very well, and they don't really work as slams, but you're given a cybernetic augment, you can actually still derive an insane amount of value out of these components by just spreading the components around and not having to slam anything. And actually, doing so keeps your late game options open. You would just slam these components on units that you're pretty sure you're not going to have on your endgame board. In this case, units like Cho'Gath. The Cassiopeia is okay, I guess, but units like Cho'Gath, units like J4 potentially, I mean, you could probably keep a tier on J4 in case you want to turn it into a Vow, which is a really great item onto him. Maybe even a component onto the Renekton as well, although you might be keeping it though later on for something like a reroll Action board. You wouldn't really want to play around reroll Action with a Ginsu Slam, but it's definitely doable if you find yourself naturally a lot of actions and you're just like, fuck it, I might as well, it's an early game tempo thing, might as well just do it.
Yeah.
So see what else he goes. Rerolls left and the right side, gets Leech and roll the dice. Leech is actually an okay option as well. It follows the same concept as Bulk. The only difference is that Leech is a lot better in the late game rather than the early to mid game. So out of the two, for now, bulk is the harder spike, and it's always very possible for us to find some level of Omni-Vamp later on down the line, so we don't really have to worry about grabbing Leech. Roll the Dice is sort of always that sort of, I'll have it, but I don't really want it sort of augment, so we don't really have to take it. Plus, again, bulk saves our component problem, so bulk is definitely the correct option here.
I mean, actually...
Oh, does he take it?
I only have 1 carry.
I like that he points that out. He only has 1 carry for Leech. Yes, tier J4. Thank you.
Tier on here and BF on here. I'm fucking trolling. Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm not
in
the game with Auction anyway.
I don't agree with that, but okay.
Sucks.
Okay. I don't know if I agree with that, but the idea is that if you're playing around Action though,
Auction,
it
3k HP.
Okay. Anyways,
okay.
It's very possible that you are keeping this Renekton for a very long time, because usually in the Action board you're playing around 3 Shurima, and out of those 3 Shurimans, it's usually Nasus, Renekton, Action until you find the Cassante. So I don't know if I fully agree. I think the sword on the Renekton is fine, but I think keeping the tier on J4 is actually more correct, just because Vow is definitely a better future option. He did, again, mention Leech was not the best choice because he only has 1 carry. I really like that he points that out, because basically he's saying, hey, if I really want to derive a lot of value out of Leech, typically you want to be playing around a dual carry board on your late game board. And if you're playing around a dual carry throughout the mid game, then yeah, it's very possible that you want to be playing Leech at this moment. But because we only have 1 carry, we're sort of deriving a little less power than we could. So he chose to go with bulk instead. And I like that he points that out a lot. It's really cool. Why is the man sludge?
I don't know how I'm killing this.
He's the 3 item action. What are you talking about?
That's okay. The entire backline's already dead. It's fucking lit. Or not entire, but like they're dying.
Is that yapping?
Oh no!
I don't know if that's yapping. Wait, there's no way he loses this, does he?
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. There's no way.
This guy. Holy shit. Okay.
All right. Anyways. So far, so good. I feel like I haven't taken a shot in a minute, and I'm kind of happy about that, because we already killed half the bottle, which is not great. This is a lot faster than I expected. Tier BF sword. These components are a little awkward. I would go with Val here. Chain is probably the best option here. It gets taken away. I'm gonna pause the video here. I want you to think about this too. What would you take from the component carousel? We'll rewind just a little bit here. It seems that we have Crit Glove, Bow, Tier, Cloak, and Sword available. So, out of those 5 options, again, I'll leave this screen for a little longer. What would you take from this carousel? Again, we have Tier, Sword available to us. I want you to think about it. Tier, Sword available. Actually, you know what? Because I'm thinking about this too, and I'd rather look at this screen, so let's think about it real quick. Do you have an answer? Okay, I have an answer. What would you guys take? I want to know. Let me know what you guys chose here. My answer is Cloak. My answer is Cloak because I think right now our priority is defensive components. So I think Cloak is the correct option in this spot. Of course, Cloak is a little awkward because it ends up with items such as Chalice or BT, but BT is not necessarily bad. It's actually okay for somebody like Urgot. We do have to play around double tiers when we have to think about that way. But if we do play around the Deadeye line, I think it's totally okay, and I think it's very viable. I can kind of see the argument. What am I, fucking British? The argument for fucking Crit Glove. I can't do accents. I can see the argument for Crit Glove being that you can play around Hodge, but I mean, it's not on 1 cost, which I don't really like. The rest of the options are a little awkward. You're never playing around Shiv. You definitely don't want triple tier. You're not blue buffing anybody really. And Sword is kind of okay for Shojin, I guess, or maybe even Deathblade, but even then it's a little iffy. Let's see what Soju takes.
Cloak.
Shit. Oh, I'm so good.
I'm not sure though.
Man, it's
What I hatch? Affilios.
Hatched a fucking Affilios. Wow. Okay. He hatches an Affilios here, and I want to point this out real quick. I'm very happy right now because dude, why am I not 1200 LP? What's going on here? Listen. I just want to mention this real quick. I know some people would immediately sell the Action and put those items onto the Aphelios because they're like, oh, I hit Aphelios and now I need to play around my Aphelios. No. Action 2 is stronger than Aphelios 1, okay? Always play your strongest board. Don't forget that, okay? So as we're going to see, he's probably not. I really hope he doesn't sell the Action and just put the items with the Aphelios. That would make 0 sense. If he did, that means the game is unbalanced and Aphelios 1 is way too unbalanced, but I don't think that's the case. Here, 3-5, levels to 7. Very interesting choice, but a good choice nonetheless. Cloaks the Lysandra as well, which I do agree with. I think that's very good, increasing the cybernetic bulk value. But also,
I can.
He levels to 7 here because he knows he can make 30. And that's very good stuff here. He wants to keep preserving his streak, so he's leveling aggressively. But typically, when you're leveling aggressively, you still need to keep your econ in mind, just, you know, in case of the worst case scenario, right? Like, what if I lose? Oh, Pog, face reveal. So he he levels to 7 here, makes 30, and if you always need to make 20 or 30 if you can. 30 is ideal. You want to make 30 if you can, because then you make 40, then you make 50. So you're back up to 50 econ within 2 turns, and you're able to play up a fawn for these 2 turns. You basically paid 3 gold to play up a fawn to try to keep your streak going. It's worth it in most scenarios. In this case, shows that it is. He is on a 9 streak, man. So he's gonna 4-5 it. I agree with that. I think that's great. 4-5ing it, basically, if you don't know what that means, if he's on stage 4-5, he will try to go level 8 and try to send it. Send it as in he's going to spend all of his money to try to find his board. It looks like he's definitely going to try to play around Deadeye this game instead of Zeri because that's what he naturaled. And it's good that he's keeping his options flexible because this is what he should be doing too. Keep your options flexible. Try to make sure that, hey, like, if you hit execute it, try to play around it and see if you can fit it onto your board. Like in the same way that we...
This Giga High Roll, I'm pretty sure I'm fighting him as, like, right before he's about to just send it.
Okay, he is able to play. I forgot my point.
Fighting him at perfect interval. Because there's no way he's not about to roll next turn, you know. And I fight him this turn.
Good. Anyways, he's doing what's really good. What he's doing right now is that he actually already identifies when he's gonna level to 8, and I think that's really, really important. There are some games I personally play where I'm like, I don't know if I want to level 7 on 3-5 or if I want to do it on 4-1, and I think for a lot of players, that's something that they actually struggle with. It's just thinking about the next step. I'm not saying I do it often, but it does happen. I definitely have times where I'm like, hey, like...
Okay, we're just tearing the Sejuani and calling it.
Alright. Anyways, I definitely have some times where I'm like, hey, I don't know if I want to 3-5 or 4-1 it.
A little bit because I can also get, like, Ash.
Okay. And...
honestly, this is looking like a 4-5.
Anyways, in your games, try to identify when you're supposed to 4-2 it, 4-5 it, 3-5 it, 4-1 it, whatever X level. It's good practice. Having a clear game plan is always really, really important. He just naturals a Gwen 2, I guess. Okay, fuck you. But yeah, it's very good practice. And the more that you're able to solidify your direction, the easier your games are going to become. Please keep that in mind. That is some crazy advice. That's like life advice right there. Damn. Sends the BT onto the Gwen, really good stuff. Gwen 2, no Shadow Isles, no Slayer, no bitches, no money, but it's a Gwen 2. Like,
I don't even want to play towards Zeri anymore because...
yeah, you have a fucking Aphelios on bench. Anyways.
Alright, so what do I have?
You have a Gwen 2. So, Gwen 2 on the board, yes.
Tier BF, I have bow tier.
Anyways, so he does have the Gwen 2 on his board, and yes, even though it has no traits active, a 2-star 4 cost is a 2-star 4 cost. I like that he's actually flexing it onto his board here, even though it doesn't look like it fits at all. If you're given something really strong to naturally play around, you can play it, even if the traits aren't active.
Like, dude, this bulk augment, I'm telling you, it's like the most underrated fucking augment.
It's pretty good. Going into 4-2. Sorry, I'm just trying to talk whenever he's not talking. Going into 4-2 augments here, real quick before we go back to what Soju's talking about. Masterful job, binary airdrop, overwhelming force. You don't really have to think twice about it. All of these are not that great. Binary airdrop used to be really, really good, but we already have as in already good in previous sets, but now nowadays, you don't really see it too often. It's just not that great. You do really want to prioritize 3-item BIS on your carries. There's just always more value in that sense. So binary airdrop is just not the way to go. I do hope we do find the day where binary airdrop becomes good again. I really hope they buff it so that it gives you like 2 random item components. I don't know if that's enough to push over the edge, but I would love to see that. I love binary airdrop. It's one of my favorite augments to play around. It's just really cool seeing your entire board itemized, but I mean, I don't know if we'll ever see it. It's also really, really strong with cybernetic augment, so it's actually not even that bad of an option here. Actually, it's bad. Again, we have a 3-item carry. It's bad. Don't take it in the spot. Overwhelming force sucks as well. I mean, who's gonna hold the death blade in the IE? Like nobody. Rerolling middle and right side for sure. Masterful job is definitely the safety. Fucks. Okay, thank you.
Like it actually just fucks.
I mean, it does. He's not wrong. Anyways. Golden ticket. Ooh, what the forge. Okay, so golden ticket is terrible in the spot. Don't ever take golden ticket in the spot. If you take golden ticket from the spot, you're an idiot. The reason why is this. We are playing in a double prismatic lobby. That means a lot of people are going to have some very, very highly capped out boards. That means that if we're going to take golden ticket, we are playing around a 3-cost reroll, aka action reroll. And what do we have on our action? A fucking Ginsu. So, are we taking golden ticket in this spot? Absolutely the fuck not. I apologize, by the way, my commentary is getting a little all over the place. My body temperature is rising. Oh, that soju is kicking in. Not this one, the other one. Weird. I'm losing my train of thought. This is terrible. Masterful job is the correct option here. Don't take golden ticket. I low-key kind of want to stream after this. If I upload this video and then I start streaming after, and then I'm not on a Smurf, please stop me. Please. I'm positive LP today. I cannot lose today. Tomorrow's okay. Today I can't. I gotta stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll stream. Sorry. Masterful job. He took it. Nice! Sniper's Focus, Deathfire Grasp, Zanya's Paradox. It's not Sniper's Focus. I know it looks like Sniper's Focus. It's not Sniper's Focus. It's probably Zanya's. You don't... Oh, God. Yeah. I'm so nervous for when this video comes out because I'm going to edit this after and then I'm just going to upload it. I probably won't even put a good thumbnail on it until the morning. I don't know. I got to get this video out though. It's not Sniper's Focus. It's not DFG. No good DFG holder. That's pretty obvious. Sniper's Focus isn't good here because we already have our 3 items that we want to throw onto our Aphelios, i.e. Gensu. Excuse me. Infinity Force. That was so disgusting. I apologize. Zanya's Paradox is the only correct option here because we have a Gwen too. Soju is actually going to be playing into a very spicy board here. And again, I have not watched this VOD, but I feel like I know what he's trying to do. Also, it's because this is a very not common line, but it's a dank line. Oh god, I'm gonna regret this video in the morning. What he's trying to play is what's known as the Aphelios Gwen board. What is the Aphelios Gwen board? The Aphelios Gwen board is the highest capped Aphelios board. I apologize. Sorry. You might notice my brain is malfunctioning a little bit. That's the soju kicking in. But I'm having a good time, and I hope you are as well. I hope you're enjoying your stay here. Shadow Isles Senna. So typically, the Gwen Aphelios board looks something along the lines of this. Very high roll. We are playing around 3-5 costs. If this commentary is not funny, I'm gonna be so sad because I find it hilarious, but I'm a little tipsy. Yeah, Aphelios wants this. Something along the lines of this. And Gwen wants something along the lines of this. You want the Archangels, the Gunblade, 2-star. And your primary tank, actually, funny enough, is actually Scion. It's not actually Sejuani, but most cases you are playing around the Sejuani here. This is sort of the ideal scenario. Everything's grayed out, please. I'm struggling to see shit right now. Thank you. Something along the lines of this. In general, this board is super high cap. Again, 3-5 cost. But also, whenever you're playing around your composition, this is a learning opportunity over here, folks. Reading Rainbow. I've never seen that show in my life. I don't know what it's about. Listen, when you are playing around a composition, your final board, you need to, if you can, and you really should, you really should, trust me on this one. You want scaling damage. Archangels. Ginsu. This Aphelios. I like the way I said that. Aphelios is gonna ramp a lot. And basically what happens is that if the fight unfortunately goes, it's not unfortunate, but it happens, but like, if the fight goes into overtime, Ginsu will just keep bap, bap, bap. You ever see those boxers with like the training bag? That's what the Aphelios is doing with the Ginsu over here. So basically, you're giving yourself some insurance, but also as the fight drags on, as you progress into the late game boards, you want to find ways to incorporate damage that will scale over time. So eventually, you're going to win out, right? If your opponent is playing a board and like inside this Ginsu's, they had like a second GS and this was JG, right? Some dumb fuck bronze build, no flame. You will outscale them if you were the one with the Ginsu over here and the Archangels over here. I feel like this is pretty obvious, but anyways, maybe it's not obvious. Maybe some of you didn't know that, but anyways, you should try to incorporate at least some level of quote-unquote infinite scaling, whether it's an Archangels, whether it's a Ginsu, one of the two. You don't necessarily need both. One is okay. One will suffice, whether it's this one or whether it is this one. Your choice. But yeah, you get the idea. So anyways, Zhonya's is definitely the correct choice here. I put praying to God. Zhonya's.
I could go Sniper's Focus and start a duo carry.
No.
I don't want to just itemize my Gwen.
That's what I'm saying. Good shit. Thanks to Zhonya's here, thank God. I can't tell if it's getting hot in here or my AC stopped working or I'm just getting drunk, but whatever. So he puts the Zhonya's on the very, very good. Pops the other Anvil. He's given Ionic Sparks, Easy Rod, Zeke's Herald, Spear, Shojin, and Giant Slayer. Where the fuck did this Azir come from, by the way? This Azir is so bad. Just fucking play Freljord, dude. He doesn't even have Freljord. Strategist? He's playing it for 2 strategists. I don't like that. I mean, maybe it's good. I don't know, man. It's not good. This Azir's not doing anything. It's just a trait bot. It's pretty bad. I'm sure there's like infinite better things. Ionic Spark is definitely the way to go here. It's a 3rd item for Gwen. Really good stuff here. The Gwen won't really be doing damage though, so I don't really know if he actually wants to go Ionic Spark here. He could go Giant Slayer Gwen here because his Gwen's actually lacking in damage. Ooh, this is a toughie. What do you guys think? Why am I asking like I can hear you? Okay. Giant Slayer final answer. Giant Slayer final answer. I don't like GS Gwen. Again, it sort of gives this idea that like, hey, like you're only scaling damage into the late game is just going to be the Aphelios in the late game. But, I mean, play for now. Plus, like, ZZ Rod is doggy, dookie, butter. Spear of Shojin, yeah, if you hit the fucking, like, Senna later, but you already have Shojin components, so, like, why would you ever do that? Oh, God, it's so hot. It's probably Giant Slayer. Giant Slayer Gwen.
Spark?
No.
I mean, Spark is stronger right now, but, like, am I not playing towards Freljord this game?
Is it really stronger now? Oh, God. Wait,
like,
is it not Giant Slayer?
I'm playing towards Heimer as well. And I'm actually kind of willing to lose my streak because I'm probably just going to win the game.
He says he's gonna probably win the game. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Like, there's no way I'm not playing Freljord, and even if I'm not playing Freljord, I'm gonna find Heimer.
So his
I'm
what?
2, I'm rolling 50 and 2.
So he took Giant Slayer, but for a different reason than I thought. He thinks Ionic Spark is stronger now. Oh, I mean it's only 4-2 maybe. It's only 4-2, bro. I'm like tipsy. Should I speed up the video? I don't know. Anyways. It looks like he is winning this one out as well. He's on a 12 win streak. Out of all the videos I chose,
Gwen is not even bad. It's like a
no, she's great. I can't believe I chose a video where he's on a 12 win streak.
It's not bad.
12 win streak.
She's just annoying. Also, you know she counters what's
Shen in the shop.
One shitter unit.
Okay, hear me out. I think it's Shen Lissandra over Cho'Gath Azir. You get Invoker. You get a much stronger unit into your board.
Like
Actually,
yeah, like, let me see if I can.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah. Actually, maybe not this turn, but maybe next turn. You do lose Strategist Bruiser, but I think Shen's significantly better than Cho'Gath.
Look at this. It like like this is Radiant Blue, by the way. Like have you seen a unit actually survive the Lux laser?
Yeah.
Like it just steals like 3 ticks from the Lux ult. And now the Radiant Blue can't refresh, so low-key it's balanced. Not really.
Isn't that because you have its Zhonya's, though?
But I mean, it's better than nothing. Like a Sejuani just sits there and just dies instantly.
Well, I don't know about that one. They lost the streak.
Not even a loss.
I mean, it is a loss.
He's level 830?
Yeah.
How? Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Oh! I mean, it's making a little bit more sense, actually. Mogul's Mail. GG. Cool. Wait.
We were doing so well.
Wait.
We were doing so well.
No. Wait. Oh, bet. Okay, a free Zeri. If I can find the Senna, I'm back.
I'm in the business of
I'm
misery.
straight down to 0 here.
4-5, level 8. 90 gold. Hatches a Yasuo out of the portal. Pushes level here, going for the roll down here. Probably ideally looking for Affiliates 2 or Zeri 2, whatever he hits first. Finds a Gwen 2. Again. Okay. Southern Renekton, please get rid of this Renekton off this board. Hello. I know you have Shrima in as well, but like, come on, man. There's no way. Keeps rolling down, finds a Callista 2 here. Actually, does he stop rolling here?
I'm gonna put tier belt on this. I already have a tier here. So
Oh, good stuff, Soji. So, okay. Yo. He stops rolling here, and I'm so proud of him. Why am I proud of him? He's better than me. But he stops rolling here, which is super good. His frontline is Gwen 2, Renekton 2, J4, and Azir, Jin 2. Like, what is this? This board is so weird, but it's so strong. It's fundamentally so fucking wrong, but it's so good at the same time. He's basically doing what's called 4-cost soup. 4-cost soup is basically saying, hey, I'm just going to play a bunch of 2-star 4-costs, and I'm just going to riot it out. Hats off to you, sir. Good shit.
I want to save the tier.
Basically, it's basically saying, I'm just going to play a bunch of high-quality units, and I'm just going to... I'm basically saying, like, this is strong enough to beat your board. Fuck your synergies. Fuck your traits.
Oh, no.
I'm going to still come in here with a steel chair. Fuck your shit up. Jesus Christ. He's playing into a Z3 Katarina 3 at 4-5. With Vampiric Blades at... Wow! I mean, he's never winning this. I mean no!
Loss,
this is a loss. But, like... Do you... Wow! Okay, this other guy's board arrow fall... Ew, that cough backwards sounded disgusting. Wow. He has Vampiric Blades, Cat 3, Z3. I don't think he can win out this game. He's playing a backline carry with this board. Rolling out a bit more, by the way. That board just inherently counters his. I don't really know how he ever beats it. Finds the Senna here. Pops off the Shojin components here by selling all of the other units here. Good stuff. Shojin the Senna for sure. Rolls a little bit further. You're definitely trying to look for another action too. For ideally Zeri 2 or Failures 2 again, but again, does not roll all the way down here, preserving his economy, trying to preserve a level of interest.
Who knows?
RE2. Wow. RE2. That's on 4-6? Holy fuck, what is this lobby? Wait,
I can actually play... What the fuck? Oh, determined investor. Oh, okay. I mean, NT team.
All right, that's
You know what? I'm thankful.
That's another shot.
I found the Senna. I mean, I can also like so here. I'm just gonna roll down because I can roll for. I mean, do I really want to play Zeri from this spot? I mean, I actually could. But if I hit Auction, I play Auction.
So I think
Jinx. I'm never playing Jinx anymore.
Never. Yep, correct.
I'm never
2 gunner.
playing Warwick.
You don't ever play 4 gunner unless you're playing Piltover. God, I'm a little worried. We're like a quarter of the bottle left.
I can hit Zeri 2, Aphelios 2.
Yeah.
Glove,
So
belt,
he has a bunch of outs at the moment. He has Zeri 2 still available, Aphelios 2 still available. 2 gunner as well. He has 4 Deadeye maybe available, probably not though. Sitting on the Zeri pair, Aphelios pair, gonna roll until you hit one of these, which is really great. Urgot pair as well, really awkward. Definitely gonna try to fit. Wow! Sells both the action on 2s here. Now he has to roll until he hits one or the other. Surprising that he does that. Mechano, okay, rolling for more Mechano. I don't really know if you have to roll anymore here in this spot. Definitely want to get this Lysandra in. This Cho'Gath 2 is okay. Yeah, good, nice. Wow, look at his board. Pause. He has double Gwen 2 frontline with a Sejuani 1, Shojin Senna for the Shadow Isles, no gunners, 3 mod Heimerdinger with 3 Freljord. What an interesting board. Wow. In terms of the item slams here, it looks like he's probably gonna go Ginsu Triforce IE, stick with the plan. He does have a second Ginsu's available to him, but he doesn't have a really other good Triforce user, so that's not gonna happen. As you may or may not know if you're new to the channel, I really like double Ginsu's on Aphelios, but I mean, it doesn't really make sense in this spot. It looks like based off the item slams that he has, he could actually re-roll, or sorry, reforge. Ooh. Bow here to maybe see what else he could get here. If he finds a chain, it becomes a shroud. If he finds a cloak, it becomes Ionic Spark. If he finds like a bunch of other items, like I think reforging the bow here is really, really good. Here also becomes Hodge Morello for the second thing, as well as whatever. If he somehow low rolls, I can't think of anything on the top of my head that would be really bad. I guess sword would be kind of mid, but even then you get Gunblade for the Zeri, so I don't, or not Zeri, sorry, Gwen, so I don't even know it's that bad. Yeah, so you can definitely reforge the bow here. I think it's totally acceptable here. It's probably Morello. You do have an open belt on this other Gwen though, and you probably want to try to prioritize tank items, so maybe it's Warmogs. But again, if this bow turns into some tank items, that's kind of ideal. So Triforce, yep, IE, good stuff. Opts for more. Wow, he just instantly crazy. Wow, goes for the Ginsu's on the Heimerdinger as well. I personally am not the biggest fan about Ginsu's Heimerdinger. I think he could have definitely re-rolled the second bow here and then tried to just slam a JG on the Gwen in worst case scenario. He is playing around Gwen 2, Gwen 2.
Decent if you have frontline. But if you don't have frontline, this Aphelios unit is just like the biggest piece of shit.
I feel like I said that earlier.
Bulk with Shadow Isle on 2 Gwen 2s, like I better have some frontline.
Yeah.
It's trash.
Anyways, wow, strong 2. Does he have to roll anymore here? I don't think he does. So yeah, he does have an awkward board. He does have 2 Gwen 2s on his board, so he can either play for a Gwen 3 out or try to go 9 and try to cap out with legendaries.
I mean, I don't really want to roll anymore. I kind of want to just go 9 from this spot.
Okay, so I guess he's going 9. Interesting.
9 for Scion. 9 for Scion plus 1. Call it. GG's.
Yeah, fair enough. Slams a quick glove onto the Lysandra here. Really good stuff here. And yeah, just like what he said.
Player. Or someone that has Gwens. This guy, how many Gwens does he have?
0.
He sold. I can actually go for Gwen 3. But I mean, for now, I'm definitely not rolling though.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to roll. If you're ever in a position where you're like, I don't know if I should.
Sure. Like, there's no way this board 5 losses.
Anyways.
And I'm 63 HP. And the only way I die is if I take 5 bad losses.
If you're ever in a position where you're like, I don't know if I should roll or not, you should be thinking to yourself, how efficient are my rolls? Like, how many units am I rolling for? Typically, if you're rolling for like
is beyond
3-ish, 2 to 3 units, it's usually 2, 3 plus, I guess.
On Shadow Isle,
pretty efficient. Anything lower than that, you're like, oh, I'm just rolling for a Lysandra 2. Oh, I'm just rolling for an Ash 2. It's like,
unit in the game.
Don't want to roll in that
I also
scenario.
have 3 Freljord. Like, the 2 dead units are not even dead units because 3 Freljord is also broken. So
Agreed.
my entire team is broken. I don't get it.
I don't know about that one. This Gwen 2 could definitely be something like a Scion 2. Or like a Scion in general. I actually think Scion 1 over this Gwen 2 might actually be better. Just because the CC that Scion provides is nuts. Plus it's a Warmogs.
Robotic arm on this? Oh, yeah, okay. Adaptive and...
Please don't yap, please don't yap, please don't yap, please don't
yap. I
yap.
don't know where his last Zon is. Exoskeleton Warwick. I will not say anything.
Thank you.
Just.
I appreciate that. Thank you, good sir. I'm dying over here. Anyways, good stuff. So, I feel like this VOD commentary is like longer than typical VOD commentaries. This feels so weird. Failure emblem on the carousel. Very interesting. No. That's definitely something that he wants. It looks like the other guy might want. Yeah, it's already been taken out. Failure emblem is one of the strongest emblems in my opinion. It's just it's so like, easy.
Down. Like, what is this? Wait, there's a shot. Wait, there's a shadow isle +1.
That's not good.
All right, well, where's the Callista? Nah. I get 4 shadow isle for free?
No, you don't. Okay.
I can also just go 6 shadow isle. All right, I hatch an Ari.
All right, hold on, pause. This is bad. Oh god, Shadow Isles is bad here. The reason why Shadow Isles is bad here is because you are forced to play a shitter onto your board if you want to garner value out of that Shadow Isles. The only way you can garner good value out of the Shadow Isles emblem is if you drop both the Gwen 2s off your board to play 2. Playing 4 is fine, but 4 Shadow Isles is not like turbo broken by any means. And if it means that you have to play a Viego or a Callisto on your board versus something like another Scion, another Senna, another Aatrox, Rise, you get the idea. It's not good. I don't think the Shadow Isles is correct. I have a feeling he might regret this later down yeah. He might regret it later. You know what I mean?
It's 4 shadow. Let me see what 4 shadow does.
Interesting. He's got the Ari. Ari is one of the strongest units.
An extra 40% health shield.
The strongest units, arguably. Arguably. No pun intended.
What the fuck?
It probably wasn't that good of a pun. Anyways. I don't know if I agree with the 4 Shadow Isles. It does spike his board here. I think he found the Viego this turn though, so it's very lucky that he was able to garner value out of it. But 4 Shadow Isles again, it's not that great if you have to play a shitter on your board. Usually if you end up playing 4 Shadow Isles, you do have a Callista 3 on your board and an emblem, which is what makes it okay, but in this scenario, that is just not obviously the case. So I don't agree with this. I think there definitely could have been something better he could have taken off the carousel, maybe a tank component, maybe another Gwen item for his Gwen 2. I just don't think that this Shadow Isles is that much better. I don't think it spikes his board very much. But now, going into 5-6, let's see what he gets here. Zeri, Shurima, nothing that great. Nothing that good.
Wait, he's 2 off of Lux.
Oh!
He's 2 off of Lux, then I should just go for... Okay, never mind. After hitting Scion.
Oh. Okay. Okay, interesting. So... Interesting. That's where he draws the line.
Bro, I just
so...
pinged, man. Like, what do you think I'm pinging?
Soju scouts notices somebody else is close to Lux 3. So he's thinking, if they're close to Lux 3, I should be decently close to Gwen 3 because they took so many forecasts out of the pool.
But I don't want to just send my gold on 8 for no reason because if I go 9 here, I can actually cap so fucking hard. I can drop one of the Gwens.
Yes.
Swap to Belveth. I can play Scion at 9 as well. I can play Lys at 9, 3 for Elyord. And just giga cap the board.
Yeah, good stuff. So he basically finds a very, very quick Scion and he goes, wait a minute. I could just cap out really, really hard if I just stop rolling here and stop going for that like really low chance of trying to find that last Gwen 3, right?
It's even harder to hit Gwen.
What do you say? Oh, the Lux player died. So
enough money to go for
okay, so the Lux player died. So now it's a lot more forecasts just got thrown back into the pool. So this means that Gwen 3 is probably not really an option. If he hits like 1 or 2 more Gwens, he should roll out for it. But even though it's a little dicey, I don't know if Gwen 3 is really that reliable of a win condition, especially with the itemization that he currently has. It's not bad by any means,
but I will. But I'd rather just roll a 9 odds.
Okay, so he says that he will roll for it if he naturals the next one, but if he doesn't, then it is what it is. He's going to go 9. 80 gold. Looks like it costs us like 66 to the level. Probably going to wait one round.
Like a 20% chance I hit.
Yeah. So he's basically saying like the odds of him finding the Gwen 3 are very, very low from the spot, especially for the fact that nobody's playing around 4 costs, along with the fact that...
If I have Belveth, I always beat this guy. And I always beat this. If I have Belveth too, with these items.
Nah. Really? Nah.
I I'm winning.
So he definitely sacks 1 here for sure. The reason why is because if you sack 1 here, you will have a lot more money to be able to roll down on level 9 to try to find, in his words, a Belvet 2 to win out. I don't agree with the Belvet 2 winning out from the spot. He has what, like GS, BT, Triforce, Ginsu's, IE. Like, that's assuming he's willing to sell both the Gwen and the Aphelios, and like, is he really gonna have enough econ to play around such a ridiculous condition? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
Fucking think so.
I
find Belvet 2 here, GG's. It's over.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, buddy. That was very condescending. He's a much better player than I am. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Anyways, rolling down, finds Scion 2. That's pretty big. Nice, very good. Does not find a single Belveth here. Finds another Gwen though.
Is it ever Aatrox carry? How do I play this?
Not Aatrox carry, but you switch over Viego. Yes, good stuff.
All right, fuck Shadow Isle.
Yeah. So now he's down to 3 Shadow Isle.
I had to open sell Gwen here. Is what I had to do.
I don't really. So he's saying that he should have open sold both the Gwens.
I just dropped down to 2 Shadow Isle, which is fine because it open slot Viego. Oh, this is not good.
Interesting. So he's saying that he should have sold both the Gwen 2s to try to find a bunch of legendaries.
Magically. Oh, what? Okay, wait. I don't know if I want to open sell Gwen anymore.
I don't think you do. But yeah, so he was basically saying he should sell both the Gwens to try to find like a bunch of legendaries to try to cap out harder than the rogue player, who I believe is our last opponent. I don't know if that's necessarily the correct call. It's definitely possible for him to try to just play out a round to see how his board works out. If it doesn't work out, then he will try to find a different alternative win condition. I would.
Like, how the fuck do I win this matchup?
I would sell the Senna on his bench here for certain to try to garner a little extra rolls here to see what else he could hit. He does not have 3 failure teched in just yet.
I mean, I have 1 life here. I can stack 1 life.
All right, so it looks like he's stacking 1. So it looks like he's stacking 1 to see whether or not he actually wins out or not against this guy. If he does not, it's either Gwen 3 or bust, or look for some legendaries to try to cap out the board. I think Cassante could also work as a potential win condition. Our opponent Arrowfall is positioning his rogues on the outskirts of the board, and if we were to put a Cassante on our board, it's very likely that he could maybe just completely throw away one of the rogues, such as Zed or Katarina, to ensure a much easier time for us. We are going into the 6-4 carousel. We are 7-26. This is probably the final fight. It's probably Slayer.
I don't even want to play Slayer, not really.
Really?
I gave him Slayer.
It was probably Slayer because it was probably Slayer because he just gave the opponent Slayer spot. Which is not very good. I would not upgrade the Ash here. He chooses to do so. Wow, opens us the Gwens here. What? For Belvet 2? No way he makes a Heimerdinger right now. Sold a Scion. Wow. Solo Sandra? Yeah. Double Ash? Really awkward. Interesting. So he decides this. Wow, he really values Belvet 2 very, very highly. Is he weaker? It's so hard to say. This Belvet 2 is stacking up quite infinite. Double GS against a lot of really high HP targets. Belvis is trying to win out. He just can't. Belvis is doing her best. Not enough damage. Not enough attack speed.
Oh, I lost anyway. Okay.
Oh, he lost.
I mean, it wasn't even close.
Wow.
Does this look weaker?
Wow.
Close.
No, it actually was close.
The only way I win this game is...
Oh, is that the end of the video? Oh, shit. I think that's the end of the VOD. Wow. Wow. Sorry. The crop was awkward. That's why I did that. Wow. That's so crazy. So, this is probably what separates a lot of Masters players from GM Challenger. It's identifying your win condition, right? Identifying a win condition that is plausible and actually makes sense. And for Soju in this scenario, Belvet 2 was a very viable win condition that he could have played into. That could have worked out. And that fight was very, very close. Maybe there's a little bit of fight RNG involved, but he definitely was able to identify his win condition very quickly. Faster than me for certain. And he just said, fuck it, Velvet 2 is the win con. I gotta try to hit it no matter what. Ends up finding it, and actually, if he had found it a little bit sooner, it's very possible he could have actually won that fight. But very respectable. Very, very well played game. I'm glad that this was the game that I recorded. If I recorded a game where he won 8th, that would have been really awkward. Anyways, luckily enough, we only have a little bit of soju left over. I'm gonna grab another shot here, but we're gonna call it right over there. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys learned something. Take care. Jang. Cheers. And happy climbing. 깜짝이야, 씨발. Bye bye.